these two worlds are connected, like a pair of twins.
Testicles! My name's Tenebrous Infinite. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Bright Memory. Today I'm going to play through this freaking game. We're going to play through it pretty hardcore too. We're on the hardest difficulty, and this way you dudes will be able to experience the story of Bright Memory before we jump into Bright Memory Infinite tomorrow. How much of the story is going to carry on over into Infinite is yet to be seen. Right now, Infinite looks like a totally different game than what's going on, other than the fact of Shelia here, which we have in the best waifu outfit, Office Shelia. Obviously, that's the best one. Don't at me. If you're into that schoolgirl Shelia, then But yeah, Bright Memory Infinite drops tomorrow. I'm not too sure how much of the story is going to carry over, but we're going to play through this game anyway so you can get acquainted with the game, the powers, the sword, the guns, all of that stuff.
An unidentified unit is heading toward the laboratory.
So our name's Shelia, our buddy's name's Wake, and we're part of the STD police, and these dudes got STDs out the ass, so we have to kill them with our crazy superpowers, shooting lightning bolts and swords and stuff like that. We have a ninja sword like every proper weeaboo should. We also have a submachine gun as well as the handy dandy pistol that you saw us using in the first place. And then we got a shotgun. We'll talk about that shotgun in a moment here.
System. There may still be time. Huh? No way.
Long time no see, Shelia.
So this dude with the 1,000-yard stare, Carter, he's the leader of the STD terrorists, and these bastards are trying to steal a whole bunch of like ancient Chinese artifacts from the North Pole so that way they could revive ancient zombies and shit like that, including a giant ancient zombie Buddha that has like a face on his stomach that pukes out fire. Not entirely sure why they want to do that, but they want to do that, so we gotta stop them.
Where am I? How amazing. Could this be the floating island hidden at the North Pole?
Fuck yeah, let's go find Santa Claus! So I totally forgot to look, but there's this giant laser beam kind of melting the North Pole, which means that these STD terrorists are also like ecological terrorists killing polar bears and shit. It's not good, dude. Oh hey look, a polar bear. So, I'm not too sure what the catfish things were, but now we're fighting the real enemy of the game. Dang Skelebobs. These sons of bitches are teaming up with the STD terrorists in order to do things and stuff. So we gotta kill them so that way we can kill the STD terrorists and stop frickin' that one guy. Clark? Mike? The guy from the beginning. But in all honesty, I'm not gonna lie, dudes, the gameplay here is really spicy. We have 3 options from our, like, force push thing. So we can kind of do a force push that just yeets dudes up into the sky and gives us kind of bonus points. We could do a time freeze thing that freezes weak enemies and slows down stronger enemies. And then we could do, like, a thunder, lightning, slashing kind of thing that pretty much decimates most enemies in the game.
Serpent? It looks like it's flying toward the light.
Yes, totally. The light that we didn't look at. But then also on top of our like force push lightning thing, we also have a bunch of like basic movement tech things. So we could do a double jump, we could sprint obviously, and we can also dodge in kind of backwards directions. So when you combine all three of those things, you get some pretty crazy movement tech out of this game. Alongside the grappling hook too. The only thing this game's missing basically is a frickin' jetpack, man.
All these soldiers' remains. What happened here?
He probably got eaten by a giant fat Buddha with a demon face on his stomach.
An ambush.
So, I'm not gonna lie, the facial animations in Bright Memory and Bright Memory Infinite are not the strongest, but even AAA companies have a hard time with doing facial animations and making them look good, so I'm totally not gonna fault the game for that. Epic puzzle time!
We're finally down. But how do I get out of here?
You solved puzzle, comrade.
The murals on the wall must be connected to these symbols on the ground. These symbols on the rotating disc must be the key.
You step on
How does
it.
this work?
You're doing it. You're literally doing it. Literally solving the puzzle, and she's like, how does this work? Machine alien technology. In all honesty, the first time I tried doing this puzzle, I was confused as hell. I had no idea how to solve this thing. But then after you do it, like, you know, a couple more times, you kind of figure it out. It's like this weird tap dance on the things. So, outside of the force push thing and also our basic movement tech with the grappling hook, we could use that grappling hook to grapple enemies as well to get in kind of close, as well as kind of chaining it with air combos, because we can shoot our gun to kind of partially levitate in midair. It's super cool, and it's actually a lot of fun to throw into combos. But on top of that, we also have our crazy ninja weeaboo sword that shoots laser beams. And it's our bread and butter in a lot of ways, because we can use our blast wave to knock enemies into the air to again acquire higher score, and also a kind of long distance high damage light slash, and then just mad nasty combos from it. So it's a pretty staple piece of our arsenal and what we're going to be using against these. And the nice thing is the sword looks like it's even more badass in Bright Memory Infinite.
Take cover.
These monsters don't seem very friendly.
Remember kids, the KISS Type 45 shotgun will shoot as fast as you pull the trigger. The axe-wielding dudes are actually pretty tough though, especially in hard mode here, and they remind me a lot of the samurai dudes that are in Bright Memory Infinite, at least in their kind of moveset and the way they move around and stuff. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty stoked to have epic anime ninja sword battles.
The teleporter in the lab is still on.
It was at this exact moment the first time I was playing through Bright Memory that I knew this was a good game.
This looks like a secret passage.
We have just a few more moves to talk about though. So we have a kind of rage strength mode that we can activate by pressing Q and E at the same time. And this puts us into like an overdrive mode that makes all of our guns hit harder and our sword and power moves hit harder. And as well, we have this kind of room thing that we could do where we set up like a small vicinity around us that just slashes all the enemies that are inside of it. Probably one of the coolest moves in the game, which is also why it's got such a long cooldown timer.
A person? I have a bad feeling.
Yeah, this probably isn't Santa Claus. Because Psych is actually freaking Dark Souls guy. What up? If there's any point in the playthrough that we're going to die, it's either this guy or the Fat Buddha.
Looks like my bullets can't pierce their armor.
So, I'm not gonna lie, I actually did something kinda cool here, where I, like, slingshotted around Dark Souls guy. And, if the grappling hook works the same way in Bright Memory Infinite, I'm totally going to develop that and see if, like, that's something that could be pulled off casually in the game. That would be really freaking cool. So, the pistol in this game's gnarly, and it does a ton of damage. That's why I like to use it in the first place against the boss, because it just kind of, like, eats through him pretty quickly. It's not as effective against the big fat guy at the end, but it definitely does work on Dark Souls, dude.
An air serpent? What is it doing here? I have to hurry toward the light.
One of the really hype things about Bright Memory Infinite is that it's kind of putting in like a Prince of Persia style wall running thing that you can do, and I think that that's going to be pretty crazy for like what sort of movement you'll be able to pull off, as well as some of the environmental puzzles that we'll be able to see in the game, because clearly from Bright Memory Episode 1 here, environmental puzzles is definitely a thing that Zhang, the guy making this game, wants to put into the game.
Do whatever it takes to find it.
Uh-oh, it's gonna collapse. I have to run. The exit's up ahead. I gotta hurry. Carter!
It's her. Don't let her get away.
Keep firing. Hurry up. Cover me.
Oh, dude, time for more puzzles. This one's a little bit more straightforward than the last one, though. We just kind of have to run around the room and flip a bunch of levers along the way and open up some pathways and stuff. But again, this is another one of those scenarios where I'm like, dude, the wall run will be so sick. And also, there's like a teleportation thing that you could do with your sword too in it. It looks like everything's been expanded on for Bright Memory Infinite, which is pretty hype because it's like Bright Memory isn't that lacking when it comes to options and things that you can do in the game. But everything that's added into Bright Memory Infinite just makes a lot of sense.
Now I might be able to climb up on the crane.
But now we gotta kill more polar bears, dang it, man.
This isn't gonna be easy. Okay, this statue must be the treasure Carter was searching for.
A lot of times the hard thing in Bright Memory is actually managing your reload and finding an opportunity to reload your gun, because as long as the bullets are red, if you go off your gun, it's going to wind up undoing the reload that you did, which is kind of frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. And it seems like that's not something that's carried over, just like, sadly, the ranking system that hasn't carried over as well. But again, I have to actually play Bright Memory Infinite. The ranking system could potentially be there, but it definitely seems like the reload system has changed, which is nice to see. So, I've been talking about him for like half of the playthrough now. It's time to finally go fight the giant fat dude with the face on his stomach. As the final boss of this in hard mode, again, this dude is no joke. It's not an easy fight at all. Most of his attacks take up like half of the arena because it's that small room that we were solving the puzzle in. And fighting a giant fat dude in such a tiny fighting arena, you're bound to get slapped around. Now there's two phases to this dude. The first phase where you just have to take him down normally, and the second phase where he uses a bunch of environmental stuff and summons up a bunch of skelebobs. It's a pain in the ass, but it's, you know, it's normal boss stuff. At least there's only two phases as opposed to like 23 like a Final Fantasy game or something. And that's the first phase. I guess that's probably the reason why shotguns usually aren't like as fast as you can click the mouse and pull the trigger or whatever, but hey, I'm not complaining. And that's how we saved Christmas.
Wow, a room hidden behind the wall.
Now, again, I don't know how much of the story and plot's going to carry on over to Bright Memory Infinite. I think it would be nice to see it actually carry on over, though, and be a continuated story. But also, definitely, I think that it's just like, this seems more like a rough sketch of an idea, whereas Bright Memory Infinite seems more like the fully formed
The blood on
concept.
the ground looks fresh. Not much time has passed. Who are they? Why have these people been hanged here? I hope Wake's okay.
Dude, so there we go. And I even managed to actually triple S this playthrough too, which is kind of crazy. Normally I get super satisty. This time I got super satisty. Savage, man, what up? Or satisty? Sats? I did the thing though, so you know what? I think that this is a great point to leave off Bright Memory and jump into Bright Memory Infinite, which again, it releases tomorrow. I'm going to be covering the heck out of it. If you're interested in the game or just in general what's going on, make sure that you've subscribed for more, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out, my dudes.